Hey guys, what is up? I am Mike and Pone. Today, you guys can see, we are playing some Rugby World Cup 2011. Now, just to go and sort of let you guys know about what I'm going to do for this commentary, because I know there's lots of people that probably aren't interested in rugby because they, it's just not their thing. They've never seen rugby before, so they're not too sure about what to think about this commentary. What I'm going to go through this commentary is essentially just go and give you a little bit of my personal experience with rugby, sort of, what I did with rugby throughout high school, and a little bit about what happened with me with rugby. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do for this. If you guys are interested, you guys can leave a comment, you can like the video, do whatever you want to do to show me that you want to see more of this, and I'm probably going to end up buying the game. So if you guys are interested, and if I have the game, why not do some commentaries over it? Why not sort of, I don't want to say teach you guys about rugby, but, why not give you some more information on it before you sort of just dismiss it. So anyways, enough with future plans, let's talk about the present. Or should I say the past, rather, actually. Let's talk about my history with rugby in high school. When I was in grade 9, I first joined the rugby team because of the fact we did not have a football team. Our school was extremely small. I think even when I was in there in grade 9, it was less than 500 people. And this is a high school going from grade 9 to grade 12. So it's really small. We didn't have enough funding or enough interest or anything like that in order to have both the rugby team, which had been around since the 50s, or the football team, which I think we had for many years but sort of got pushed to the wayside in the 80s, 70s or 80s. It was one of the two. I can't remember exactly which decade, but regardless, we didn't have football. So I turned to the next best thing, which would be rugby. Now, for lots of people that don't know, rugby is actually what football and with what Aussie rules football is based off of. It's sort of been around for hundreds of years. I'm not sure exactly the date, but you can look it up. There's many different accusations of when it was created, like every other sport. But it's been around for a while. We can all agree that it's been around for at least 100 years. It's been around since at least 1900s. So, anyways, that is what football and Aussie rules football is based off of, as I learnt. Now, when we're talking about my experience with rugby, my position predominantly for grade 9 was hooker. And what a hooker is, it's not a prostitute, although I did do that on the side. What a hooker is in the scrum formation, which is essentially like the, I don't know what you want to call it, like the line of scrimmage in a football game. It's where, I'm trying to describe it for you guys. Sort of like right when the ball's hutted, but instead of hutting the ball's put in the middle of the two opposing teams, and the hooker's job is to kick the ball back to the other team members so you can go and pass it out. Sort of like, I forgot the official name for it is in football, but the guy who huts the ball to the quarterback. That's essentially what my job was, except with my feet instead. And I wasn't all that good at it initially, but I got better as time went on, as I learned and got more experience with it. And I remember being in grade 9, I was sort of like this, I don't want to say short, because I wasn't that short for a grade 9, but in comparison to how tall people are nowadays and how tall I am nowadays, I was pretty short. I was about 5'6", maybe 5'7", in grade 9, and about 130 pounds. So I was just this little tiny kid who was just like this little psycho, and I just sort of went right at it. So my name was Forrest. Sorry guys, my phone rang. So anyways, as I was saying, my nickname was Forrest, and it was partially because I was just a little crazy kid, and partially because I also ran funny playing rugby. I had these really old, gimpy sort of soccer cleats. They looked really nice on the outside, but the insides, they were like destroyed to shit. They were just sort of like ripped and torn and barely holding together, but somehow they still looked immaculate on the outside. So I ran funny, so they called me Forrest, like Forrest Gump when he's like running, when Jenny tells him to run. Run, Forrest, run! Sort of deal. So that was me in grade 9 playing rugby. But after that, and we won the championship somehow the first year. We won the city championship, and we were supposed to go to this I don't know what you want to call it, this cup thing, this trophy in Toronto, which is about 4 hours from where I live. But unfortunately, because nobody expected us to win, we didn't have prior approval from the school board, and blah blah blah, politics, rules, regulations, and bullshit allowed us not to go. So that was grade 9. When I came back to playing rugby in grade 10, I had completely changed. I had started getting into weights very seriously, working out a lot more, and I came back and I also had a little growth spurt. So in the course of about a year, I went from being this sort of little psycho 5'6", 5'7" tall kid that weighed 130 pounds to this almost 6 foot tall kid weighing 180 pounds and just sort of driving people into the ground, because I was still a little bit of crazy was still in there. And for this position, I always played flanker for grade 10, because when I was flanker, what do you do for flanker? You hit people. That's literally all my entire job was to hit people. If somebody picks up the ball, you go after them, you hit them. Keep going on, somebody else picks up the ball, you hit them. It's a very simple job. It's not complicated at all. And that was it for grade 10. We didn't do so well in grade 10 because we had a bunch of new kids. I hate that term. I hate using that term. I find it really derogatory because I was the new kid once, and it's never the fun thing. But anyways, so that was grade 10. Grade 11, we didn't have rugby. There wasn't enough interest. Our coach got in shit for swearing or something when he was coaching basketball, so he wasn't able to coach us for football or rugby. What the hell was I thinking there? And so we didn't have grade 11. But during one of the practices we had, I tore my ACL, and that was sort of the end of my rugby career, I guess. But anyways, details about that. I'm going to talk more about that in another commentary. As always, I am Mike Pone, and I'll talk to you guys later.
And after the try, another 2 points. Half time, and they've taken the opposition to the cleaners down the middle. It has been power, power all the way, and very impressive to watch.
Yeah, bruising, belligerent stuff there. The defence have got to sort their game out. Otherwise, the scrum half just going to keep using his runners, and they're just going